Welcome to the Journey to College and Beyond with Krista and Zach. By exploring your involvement as parents and guardians with your students as they transition into college, we hope that you will feel included in this transition and feel more comfortable to have open lines of communication and trust between your student and the higher education institution they choose. We are going to provide you with pertinent information about how to assist your student during the application and FAFSA process, during registration and orientation, moving on to campus, and once classes start. Even though starting the college application process can seem daunting in the beginning, it should be an exciting journey for both you and your student. According to the National Association for College Admission Counseling, you and your student should break down the college admission process into 4 steps: preparing, researching, applying, and deciding. When your student is preparing to make a decision about college, they should talk to positive role models about their hopes and aspirations, and also continue to engage and learn in the classroom. They should participate in extracurricular activities, and they should plan ahead by making sure they are doing things to make them a viable applicant to the college of their choice. During the researching step, you and your student should learn as much as you can about the schools they are interested in. Empower yourself by having the necessary information to make knowledgeable decisions. The best thing you and your student can do is to schedule on-campus visits at schools they are interested in. After you have done the research, it is now time for your student to apply. One thing to remember is when your student is applying, do not miss the deadlines for admission or financial aid. By completing these on time, your student will have a greater opportunity to be accepted and receive financial aid. Once your student has received admissions decisions, it is time to decide where they want to go. This is an important decision, so encourage them to take their time and make the choice that is the best fit for them. Another important part of the college application process is filling out your FAFSA, or free application for federal student aid. This is the only way to apply for federal student aid, such as grants, loans, and Work Study. Grants are free money that do not have to be repaid. Student loans are real loans, like a car or home loan, that have to be repaid with interest. Work Study allows your student to have a part-time job to earn money to help pay for their educational expenses. Your student also may be eligible for student aid depending on your state and scholarships available in your community. The FAFSA application becomes available in January for the upcoming school year, and your student must fill out the FAFSA each year they are enrolled in school. The application process takes about 30 minutes to complete. Once your application is processed, you will receive an award letter which will explain the combination of federal grants, loans, and work study your student is eligible for. This offer might also contain state and institutional aid offers. If you receive award letters from multiple schools, you should compare them and decide which school works best for your student. After being accepted to a school, oftentimes the next big interaction you and your student will have with their new school is when they attend registration and orientation. While this varies widely from school to school, your student will typically spend a day or two on campus in order to learn more about their new school, pick out classes, and meet with the department and advisor of their chosen major. Oftentimes, while your student is attending information sessions geared toward them, you will have the opportunity to learn about the university in your capacity as a parent. The following are things you and your student should keep in mind before and during your student's registration and orientation. Take required online placement tests. Apply for housing and pay the deposit. Make appointments at the appropriate offices if your student will require special services or support. Find out if there is outstanding paperwork that the school needs from you: AP scores, placement test scores, ACT, SAT scores. Wander on your own to explore the college's hidden corners as well as main attractions. So today is the big day. The countless hours of packing and shopping have finally come to fruition, and your son or daughter is excited to move into their own room and start their college life. While there are a plethora of resources available for what to bring and what to leave at home, we encourage you to review the residence hall and university policies with your student to ensure that everything they bring is permitted. With this in mind, we want to remind you of a few things to pack as well. Remind your student to be open to the roommate and residential experience. Many students come to college having their own room, so sharing a living space with someone else can be very intimidating. Furthermore, many students arrive not knowing their roommate, so encourage them to open up and build a relationship with their roommate. Patience is absolutely necessary for a move-in day. There may be hundreds of students, parents, and family members attempting to move in the same day, so you may have to wait a few moments to check in or get an elevator. Tension is high for everyone that day, so patience will help make move-in day as smooth as possible. This is your student's space, so allow them to unpack their belongings and decorate how they wish. Also, once your student is all moved in and the last-minute trip to the grocery store has happened, take the opportunity to say goodbye. Move-in day is a great opportunity for your student to meet others on their floor and begin to build those relationships. Some other things to remember is that homesickness is to be expected. This may be their first time away from home for a long period of time, so be willing to encourage your student to get involved outside the classroom to curb their homesickness. Also, with the fear of campus crimes at an all-time high, remind your student that being safe on campus is common sense. This can include locking your door when you aren't in your room, keeping your belongings in a safe place, and walking with friends at night in secluded areas on campus. Finally, it's okay for parents to worry. This is your child that you have raised for 18 years, so be sure to take the time for yourself and do what you need to ease those fears while allowing your son or daughter the opportunities to learn and grow. So your student is all moved in and ready to start their first year, and you are left behind confused and wondering now what, amongst other questions. Here are just a few questions that you may have when your student starts their freshman year. Since they were young, you have been actively involved in their lives, from bringing popsicles for the T-ball team to serving as PTA president. Now that they are in college, you too have opportunities to be involved. Many colleges and universities host parent and family weekends that allow you to visit your student while gaining a better understanding of what they are doing each day. You may also look into joining a parent and family association or just finding a passion for the university's athletic teams. There are endless opportunities for you to be involved, so be sure to ask about those during your students' registration and orientation weekends. In the modern age of social media and cell phones, parents are struggling to know when to contact their student. Before your student moves in, we encourage you to develop a communication plan with your student. This may include your student calling home once or twice per week. During these times, they may want you to send them text messages or call them, but allow your student to make those decisions. We also encourage you to use different forms of communication. Keep up with them on social media, FaceTime or Skype with your student, as well as the traditional mail. Most students enjoy the occasional care package, so do not be afraid to get creative when communicating with your student. The first visit home is always difficult for students and parents. When they come home, expect your relationship and their expectations to change. They may expect a later curfew or their relationship with you to be more of a friend than a parent. Your student may also be saddened to know that life in their hometown has gone on without them, so be able to serve as that listening ear when they are feeling frustrated or upset that they do not have the same relationship with the friends that they have known for most of their life. Inevitably, something will go wrong with your student while they are in college. This may be an error in their financial aid or housing, a failed test or class, or even they may be involved in a policy violation. When these things happen, parents can best serve their student by being a support system while allowing the student the autonomy to handle their own issues. This is often hard for supermoms and superdads, so your student is considered an adult by many facets of the law, so allow them to grow as an adult and person by taking care of their own concerns and issues. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. There are many books available for you to read that can help guide you along this long process. Blogs by parents that are in your same shoes, and resources available on the internet.